I'm making this quick little explanation video. I've been grading the things that you've been working on here on pages 176 to 178 in your grammar, and I noticed that a lot of you were getting a couple of things mixed up here on page 176. I'm going to make a quick little video here to explain what's going on. So basically, something that I failed to explain very well in the video was that these different kinds of pronouns actually exist in different lists. So the one that you keep getting mixed up in is the difference between the demonstrative pronouns, the C section pronouns, and then also the relative pronouns, the F section pronouns. So you'll see that there actually is some crossover going on there. In particular, the word that. And so let me show you what I'm talking about here. So if we go to number 7, we've got this: abhor that which is evil, cleave to that which is good. And then down here for number 8, we have all that is best in the civilization today is the fruit of Christ's appearance among men. Okay, so let's go back up here to number 7. And in this case, number 7, we have the word that operating as a demonstrative pronoun, which points out or point out the person or thing referred to, and then the word which is operating as a relative pronoun. And relative pronouns are used to start. It's the definition here. They're used to introduce dependent clauses. So the same thing is happening then here in the back end of the sentence. That which be the demonstrative pronoun with that, so we label it C, and then the relative pronoun which, so we label it F. Okay, so now let's jump down to number 8 yet and take a look at that one. So in this case, the word all is easy to identify. It only exists as an indefinite pronoun right here. Some, many, none, all, most. So that's going to be labeled D. But then what about the word that in this case? Well, in this case, the word that is actually being used as a relative pronoun. And so it's going to be labeled F. So let me show you how exactly you would figure out the difference between the that here in number 8 and the that in number 7. In one case, it is a demonstrative pronoun, and in another case, it's a relative pronoun. Well, how do you tell the difference? Well, what you got to remember is that relative pronouns are the ones that introduce dependent clauses. Dependent clauses are clauses that have a subject and have a verb, but cannot operate independently because they are dependent. And so the way you can do that is if you're looking in your sentence to see what exactly the pronoun is functioning as, notice that here in number 7 we've got our main verb right here, abhor. Now, who or what abhor? You abhor. It's an imperative sentence. You abhor, and then that which is evil. And so in this case, we would put, this is the Russian doll effect here. We've got this clause right here, which is a dependent clause. Abhor that which is evil. And so in this case, this entire clause that I've just bracketed is operating as a direct object, right? That's what we're abhorring. But inside of that clause, the word which is a relative pronoun that is introducing that dependent clause. Then in this case, then the word that is actually a descriptor that is defining the clause. So which direct object? That direct object. That which is evil? That which is evil. Okay, so that's what's going on in this case. So it's a demonstrative pronoun which points out the person or thing referred to in this case. The same thing is happening back here. And then we have this main verb, cleave to that which is good. And we'll just say that the you out here stands for that as well. So you abhor, you cleave. So then what's happening in this case? In this case, we actually have a preposition, and that would be the word to. To is going to be our preposition, and so I'm going to put this in parentheses like this. And then then this clause right here, which is good, is operating as the object of the preposition to. So once again, the word which is actually introducing our dependent clause, which is good. And then once again, we have the word that, defining which is good, or that which is good. So that would be the difference then between, that's how you have to figure out if it's a demonstrative pronoun or a relative pronoun. Okay, so now that we've got that, let's jump down here to number 8. And in this case, let's find our subject and our verb. All that is best in the civilization of today is the fruit of Christ's appearance among men. Okay, so in this case, our main verb is the word is right here. Let's see. All that is best. Interesting. This comma makes it this makes this thing a little bit confusing. We're just going to ignore that comma for now. So I just obliterated it there. Okay, so the subject for our sentence here is the word all, which is a pronoun. And so I've got it underlined already here. So it's all is. So then the question is, what is the word that doing? All that is best in the civilization of today. Well, what's going on in this case is this is also going to be a dependent clause. All that is best in the civilization of today. And so in this case, the word that is not demonstrative. It's not pointing to anything else. It actually is operating as the introductory relative pronoun there in the dependent clause. And so it in this case, it's not a demonstrative pronoun. It's actually a relative pronoun. Okay, I hope that it helps you along. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me by phone or by text.